and a Phillips Persuasive Presentation. Our audience, 5 adults, including myself.
What do you eat? Homemade food or fast food? How do you deal with stress? Cigarettes, alcohol, or taking some alone time, somewhere peaceful and quiet? Often we go about our day without even realizing that we are either damaging or improving our health. According to World Cancer Day, 8 million people die of cancer annually worldwide, and many of these deaths can be prevented. The little things that you do every day either counteract or contribute to your risk of developing cancer. From my experience on the oncology unit at Lewis Gill Medical Center, people of all ages, ethnicities, and socioeconomic statuses were diagnosed with cancer. Everyone is at risk for cancer. According to the American Cancer Society, nearly half of all men and 1/3 of all women will develop cancer sometime during their life. This means everyone in this room is at risk for developing cancer. Now, let's look at the need and ways to decrease the risk of cancer development. Let's start with the need. First, cancer has a dramatic impact on our personal health. According to the Organic Cancer Association, cancer is a global threat. There are many behaviors that we adopt throughout a lifetime that significantly contribute to the development of cancer. Smoking, drinking, avoiding screenings, and adopting an unhealthy diet. Cancer has a direct impact on our personal health. Now let's look at how it affects our community. Second, cancer has a dramatic impact on our community's health. According to the New York State Department of Health, cancer is not fully understood at this time. This makes it difficult for scientists to understand how one person can develop cancer and another will not. The latest statistics show the most common causes of cancer are genetics, exposures, and lifestyle behaviors. The most common types of cancer take several years to develop. This term is known as latency, and this makes it difficult for healthcare professionals to understand what even caused your specific onset of cancer. Cancer is a threat to our society. However, there are simple ways through personal and community action to decrease the risk of cancer development. Let's look at the personal first. According to medical surgical nursing, smoking cessation is the #1 personal preventive action for lung cancer development. According to an article written by the American Cancer Society, 20 minutes after you stop smoking, your blood pressure and heart rate drop. 2 weeks after you stop smoking, your circulation and lung function improves. 5 years after you stop smoking, your chance of developing lung cancer is that of a person who does not smoke. Here I have an example of a non-smoker's lung compared to a smoker's lung. The American Cancer Society recommends nicotine replacement therapy as the most effective way to deal with those continuous cravings throughout the day. There are several behaviors that you can adopt. The U.S. Drug and Food Agency has approved 5 forms: gum, lozenges, inhalers, patches, and sprays. Maternal medical surgical nursing promotes frequent screenings, a healthy diet, and blood testing for the prevention of colorectal cancer. These screenings include fecal blood testing annually after the age of 50, a flexible sigmoidoscopy, and a colonoscopy 5 to 10 years after the age of 50. These screen for polyps, which are growth in mucous membranes, and sent to the lab for testing. A diet high in fiber and low in fat combined with these screenings is highly recommended by the National Cancer Institute for the promotion of colorectal cancer. According to maternal child nursing, there are 3 types of breast examination for the prevention of breast cancer. #1, the breast self-exam. This is performed monthly by all women over the age of 20. Here I have a chart showing you 4 simple steps to performing this exam. The clinical breast exam is performed by a healthcare provider. He inspects problematic areas that you might have missed while performing this test. That is recommended for women over the age of 40 annually. Also, mammography, the primary screening tool for breast cancer to detect lumps before they're big enough to be palpated. Recommended by the American Cancer Society for women over the age of 40 annually. And it is important that all of these tests be performed in conjunction with one another to promote maximal surveillance. Lastly, how can we act together as a community to promote optimal health? The American Society of Clinical Oncology recommends Nicotine Anonymous, a 12-step non-profit organization of men and women seeking to live nicotine-free lives. This offers group support and therapy to achieve nicotine abstinence. According to the CDC, the Screening for Life has a National Cancer Colorectal Action Campaign that informs men and women over the age of 50 of the importance of those screening tests that we spoke about. According to the Virginia Department of Health, they have a healthy eating and active living program. This provides Virginians with resources and healthy, nutritious options to promote a healthy diet and frequent activity. Finally, the Susan G. Komen is the global breast cancer awareness in our community. They have fundraisers throughout the year that attracts men and women, walks, runs. All profits are donated to research, screening, and education. You see, I have seen the effects of cancer in the lives of many people that I know, and I would like to share one occurrence with you tonight. My friend Doug Hunter recently died of cancer. He died without implementing any preventive methods. Doug smoked cigarettes for several years. He also served in the Vietnam War. Both of these put him at risk for cancer development. Doug developed brain cancer. The doctors gave him 8 months to live. He refused treatment in the last 2 months and died 5 months after diagnosis. While standing at his memorial, I thought to myself, why do we do things that are harmful to our bodies, banking on the myth that it won't happen to me? I hope you can now see the need to decrease the risk of cancer development, and there are ways through personal and community action to decrease this risk. I urge you to implement at least one of these changes. Stop smoking, decrease your alcohol intake, get those screenings that we talked about, and modify your diet. I've also given you 3 resourceful associations. You can either give financially toward or join. And I will leave you with this. A person who does things differently and often independently strives for the greatest excellence in their life, as a significant change will occur.